Hi, so this isn't one of the video essays I'm planning on doing. This is just more of a personal story about my connection with Skylanders and Christmas. So, this all started in October of 2012, and I was just some elementary school kid who was just kind of living his life, walking around aimlessly through the toy section of some grocery store. It was decently laid out, and I was getting a little tired. So my parents decided to wrap it up for the night, walking towards the outside, with me slowly walking, drifting off into some light sleep. We had almost reached the door of the building, but I, like any elementary schooler, saw something shiny and absolutely lit up at the sight of it. It was a trailer for this new game called Skylanders Giants. The trailer included all these crazy characters, and they were all debating whether the Giants were a myth or not. I watched the trailer to the end and told my parents, I want that. Fast forward a month or so, and it was the holiday season. Everyone at school was talking amongst their friends, talking about the wish lists and what was on them. I had a Chop Chop t-shirt on and was ready to talk about this really cool new game I heard about from earlier. One kid was actually pretty curious about my shirt. We'll call him V. I was pretty happy to see that someone else was interested in giants. I told him that I'd actually found out about it recently and decided to ask Santa for it. And it seemed that it was also on his wish list as well. Surprisingly, we ended up talking a lot, and our conversation actually lasted past lunch. V and I were best buds in no time at all. We even played at each other's places before the new year. Fast forward another year to what I remember being December 23rd, 2013, and I was staying the night at his place. We were munching on some store-bought mac and cheese, and overall just having a great time. The time then came for a memorable, albeit really short, gift exchange. I had no idea that what I was about to receive was going to be what is possibly my favorite gift ever given to me, even to this day. It was a new character, and his name was Riptide. I didn't think too much of it at the time. I do remember initially thinking, oh hey, this is really cool, thanks, and giving him a fist bump, but I was honestly living in the moment with him. And honestly, that was all that mattered at the time. As time went by and we got older, we started drifting farther apart, focusing on our futures just a little bit more. V was moving houses left and right, and I was doing whatever the hell. And we were both feeling a tad lonely. I realized that I hadn't actually said hi to V in a while, and decided to text him, in hopes of hanging out together. It was a while, but we got together again and played some Super Mario. I decided that it was time to catch up on lost time, and asked about how life was going, considering we weren't hanging out as much anymore. A lot can happen between hellos and goodbyes. He was talking about some crazy plotline he was developing in a story of his, and I did the same. It was extremely refreshing to see him in good spirits. We ended up talking till 8 or 9, and it was time for me to go home. But before I left to be picked up, V mentioned something that would hit itty bitty Leo pretty hard. V was moving again, but this time out of state. For reasons that are personal to his family, V and his family were moving some 2,000 miles away. Unfortunately, this meant that going to and from each other's houses would require us to cross multiple state borders. I was originally a tad saddened to hear the news, as it was really big news. But then I remembered that I actually had brought him something that would work as a parting gift. It was a Riptide figure. For V this time. He looked at it for a few, and I could tell that he remembered when he got one for me. We eventually fist bumped, exchanged more contact info, then finally, we said our goodbyes. Flash forward to the present, and we're in lockdown. We haven't been able to see each other in person for 2 years now. It's sad that we can't see each other face to face, but the good news is that I do have his contacts, and we are still very much friends. It's mind-boggling to think that this one very niche character from what is now a very niche game might hold next to no significance to someone else. Could possibly be the reason why V and I have stayed in touch for so long. I think about this figure a lot. And hey V, if you're watching this right now, thank you. Seriously, I only had like one or two other friends at that time, so your friendship meant a lot to me. And it still does. That's all I have to say for now. Bye.